Hi, and welcome to the 159, where today I'm going to share with you a quick overview of Microsoft's newest mobile OS and what we know so far. Actually, in this case, bear with me because I think I'm definitely going to run a bit over time. So before we get in too deep for this short video, there are primarily three different flavors of Windows 10. So we're going to have the Windows 10 IoT Core, and this is for things like pop machines or card swipe readers. And then we're going to have Windows 10 IoT Enterprise for things like our rugged tablets as well as traditional laptops and computers. And then finally, what we're focusing on today is Windows 10 IoT Mobile Enterprise. This is for things like our rugged mobile computers, which at this point I'm just going to refer to as Windows 10 Mobile for the sake of brevity. First off, you might be surprised to learn that Microsoft's Windows 10 Mobile doesn't look to be the holy grail that everyone was hoping for. A few things to keep in mind are that in going from legacy mobile OSs to Windows 10 Mobile, Microsoft has forced an action by your end users by deprecating 89% of the APIs. Users with custom applications will still need to investigate a complete rewrite of code, but with Microsoft's acquisition of Xamarin and our own application migration services, there are actually methods for rapid deployment as well as process improvement. Users running a TE client or a browser are still going to be impacted, since our legacy Windows devices will only be produced for about as long as chips from the silicon manufacturers are made available. Your customers will likely be surprised to learn that Windows 10 Mobile is locked down just like Apple's iOS. Neither us, our competitors, or your end users will have the same flexibility with Windows 10 Mobile that we are all used to with legacy versions of Windows Mobile. It's important to note that Zebra or anyone else will not be able to provide SDKs or patches. Those must come from Microsoft. And this includes the Fusion drivers to our Wi-Fi radios that many of you may be familiar with. There are actually many enterprise features that customers have become accustomed to that, as of this video, are missing from Windows 10 Mobile. So as of this recording, there is no support for keyboard remapping, hot battery swaps, MDM type remote control, and as of today, the current published support by Microsoft ends January 2018. Keep in mind that could change based on sales and demand. And then finally, and this is kind of the biggie, golden images are not permitted, since Microsoft will control and mandate all patches and updates. So speaking of updates, Microsoft's going to be releasing new patches and versions, OS versions all the time. Your customers will need to continue to evaluate and pilot these as they are released. Even so, Microsoft will allow enterprises a 4 to 8 month evaluation period to update or to pilot updated versions. That may not sound like an issue initially, but as indicated with the graph, customers will probably be continually evaluating one version while piloting another and then deploying at possibly another version. We are told that Microsoft is going to try and release new versions 2 to 4 times a year, and patches could be every week or as needed. If customers don't keep up with the different versions, they could end up out of support. Keep in mind that each version is only supported until it is 2 releases behind, and your customers need to be aware that they could get in a pattern of always being in an evaluate, pilot, deploy pattern requiring some form of action or tasks of up to 3 Windows OS versions at one time. A final point to note on this topic is that customers do not own the OS like in the past. They are simply leasing it. This is the reason for the need to keep current on Microsoft's updates. In closing, we're seeing lots of demand to evaluate and consider Windows 10, but so far we've seen very few customers who seem to want to move forward. Being coin operated like our competitors, we'll see how sales and demand tracks to see which devices may be next to be released with Windows 10 Mobile. I hope you found this information helpful. Thanks so much for being one of our partners, and have a great day.